glad to be here. I'm Dr. B, and on
Thank you.
Facturando Tu Historia, which is profit your story on Radio Metroplex, the capital, and we're in Arlington, Texas, the capital of sports, events, entertainment, and rock and roll. And today we have a phenomenal lady here with me, Dr. Prati Cachurro. Welcome, welcome. I am so delighted that you are on the show. And thank you for saying yes, Dr. Prati.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anjika. I think it's a great opportunity to be in this show, and I'm so excited to share my stories, to hear, and saying a big hello, hola, namaste, and a big hello to all the listeners here.
Thank you, thank you. You know, this show is all about, it's called in Spanish, Facturando Tu Historia, which means profit from your story. Millions and millions of people are always going through some type of struggle, through some dark moments, and we have all experienced it. And the ideal around the show is to inspire, motivate, and tell people, you know what, we went through some hard times too. And here we are. We wrote a book. You were in the book, 100 Successful Women Around the World. And there we were writing about building our businesses from scratch, and how we had to start all over again. So tell people a little bit of your story and how, where were you? And then what was that aha moment where you said, you know what, I'm going to keep going and then getting to where you're at? Because a lot of people go through dark times and they see us as very successful people, but they don't know that there was a lot of in between, you know? So tell us a little bit. I don't know if I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying that there are more than one aha moment in my life journey because my life have had many adventures as I went through my professional and personal journey from being a mother and also from being a devoted wife who was moving places with her husband. I remember when I started my journey, when I finished my studies, I'm an Ayurvedic physician, and as part of my curriculum, I also learned being a yoga teacher. So when I finished my studies, it was a very easy sale. I easily got into the hospital. I started my journey as a scientist and I was working very well in the breast cancer wing. But things changed when I got married. Things changed when I had my first child. When I had my first child, I took the maternity break and then it impacted my career journey and it pushed me by few years in terms of my progression, my career, in my journey. So this impact which I was not ready for was not easy for me to digest, and I said, okay, fine, my journey is not as easy as the people around me. So of course I was the only female in that Asian culture, and I realized that my journey is going to be different. So I think accepting the fact that you're going through a challenge is the very first step in every journey. When I
Hmm.
moved to Singapore along with my husband because of his job, I lost my job. And when I lost my job, I didn't have anything to do. And I was thinking, how can I support my family? And how can I move forward? So this is where that aha moment came that even if I can't get the job in a new country, how should I use my passion to build myself? Because we all have our super hidden powers. And I think our super hidden power is our passion. So important part is tap into your passion. What passion you have and how you're going to use that passion to carve your own journey. And I
Hmm.
have been very fortunate in that one. I really loved how to dance and how to teach dancing to people as part of my
Ah,
passion.
dance.
And
Oh,
I
nice.
also love in supporting people around me in their events, in their day-to-day activities, And I also loved conducting these free classes for yoga. So what I did was I turned my passion into my business. So I registered a company by the name of Bollywood Singapore, and under that company I started giving classes. First I started from my apartment, and then it started building from apartment to a studio. So this business of my own services was making me into an independent woman. And it led to a very huge event where the political leaders were invited and hundreds of people invited, and they attended and they became part of that event. So I molded my business in terms of I can bring visibility around my business. So I tapped into some political leaders around. I also connected with some ladies who were also struggling through coming back from maternity work. I gave them part time work with my business. I also worked with some ladies who were NRIs who didn't had any opportunity to job, even if they were working earlier in a lot of other senior positions. They were struggling how in a new country can we involve ourselves. So I engaged all that community, and they all worked for my company, and together we did a lot of activities, from teaching dancing, generating funds there, to doing some different businesses, and we started doing exhibitions also. So this one company, which was just one dream driving out of my passion, became a big company employing people around who were having similar challenges, and we started working as independent units. So this one company got divided into multiple companies by these different ladies who were having struggle in their journey. So I
Mm.
feel that aha moment came when these people came back to me and said, I want to drive a similar company. I want to have my own exhibition. I want to drive more business and do an independent one. Will you have any challenge, Preeti? And I said, no, it empowers me, because if you are independent and if I am independent, I think we are already two companies working back to back. That means we all have the strength to manage ourselves. And the more you invest in your passion, I think the more you grow. So that aha moment was not only to see myself successful, but also the people who were part of my company when they evolved as their own different companies, independent women, very successfully running in Singapore.
Wow, wow. First of all, tell people where are you from? Where are you at right now? Where's your company?
Yes, so a big hello again. So I'm based out of Singapore, and to be more honest, it is just 7 a.m. now, and I have been, as I mentioned, I have been into my journey since 1999 once I graduated, and then I did some post graduation, and I started my journey in Ames Hospital where I was working in a breast cancer wing, and then I moved to another industry, pharmaceutical industry, working as a scientist for 10 years, then taking this break, which was not voluntary to be more honest, and worked around 7 years helping different communities as a grassroots leader to know people more in a new land, and also to work on my business to grow, because remember, if you're in a new country you have to learn new languages. I come from India
Mm.
and I settled in Singapore for my husband's job. But it was important to connect with people, to learn what are the ways of working, to learn how I can grow business, to learn what are the ways how we should talk to the customers, how we should talk to the consumers, what is their language, and how can I fit into that puzzle. And this really helped me to grow. So I have got two beautiful daughters. And,
Oh,
elder one is 19 years. She's Aditi. The younger one is Adya Bhagat. And I have got one goddaughter, and her name is Mugda. So I have a beautiful family, and I also have my mother in law who stays with me, because I really believe a close knit family brings in not only values but also empowers you in your endeavors. So we have been growing together, helping each other, giving me that space to spend my every weekend doing voluntary to the community, and my rest of the days helping in my business, helping in my work to grow myself and help others around.
I love it. I love it. What type of dancing do you do? I mean, I just started into dancing, but it's more of the Latin music, the bachata and the salsa. So, what type of dancing are you teaching?
So that's really helpful to know because when I started my journey, so I come from India, and Bollywood is the dance that is on the on the top mind whenever you think of any dance. But I realized that when you go to a new country, there are different tastes and different expectations. So not only did I manage to teach Bollywood as a dance, but I also train myself in other dances. So I started doing flamenco. I also started doing salsa and other dance forms. So I trained myself for a shorter duration to meet the demand of the customers in terms of the big group of elderly from the old age homes, so that they can entertain themselves and they can keep themselves engaged. So depending on which age group what dance suits, I was more towards the children dancing as compared to the couple and other dancing, because I realized they are the minds who are shaping the nation. So I think if they are engaged in a very healthy way, whether it is dancing or a physical exercise, they can grow better. And I also not only did dancing, as I mentioned, I was also the yoga teacher. I did yoga and meditation also. So my group of children who used to come to me to learn from yoga to dancing, I used to take them to different platforms for their presentation. The platforms like community center stages, platforms
Mm.
like Yoga Mela in Singapore. So there were different platforms, and I've created my own style, which is known as yogic dances, which is a combination of dance and yoga. And I trained them on this
Wow.
special dance form which they performed, and it was really very well accepted, and it was an adult group of women as well as for the children, and the dance performers were very well taken as we participated in many competitive dances as well.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. It's like that yoga dancing. It sounds remarkable. Have you written a book? Have you done anything on explaining what you do and how it helps people? Because I know that dancing is very therapeutic for me and for many people that I've connected with. So now imagine yoga with dancing. That's incredible, like incredible. So you have to write if you haven't written anything on it because people need to know how to tap into that uh, type of dance. I mean, I'm thinking it's remarkable art.
Thank you, Dr. Angelica. And I think that's going to be the next book. I remember the first book, which is 100 Most Successful Women, which I have been part of, along with another 40 more authors who contributed towards the book. It was such a learning experience. While I have shared a brief part of my autobiography there in terms of my learning journey, I think there is much more that could be added into the next book. And I'm looking forward maybe for that partnership with you to
Yes.
bring the yogic dance alive. And I remember one of my students coming back to me and saying, I really love this dance form of yogic dance because it is pretty much disciplined, while in dancing, you are a free soul. When in yoga, you learn more flexibility and spirituality. So it's a combination of the two, which brings not only discipline but also gives you, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, a free hold of how you can develop yourself in a disciplined environment. So I feel it is something that I can bring back, and we can benefit each one of us from this dance form as well.
Absolutely. I think that if you write about it, people are going to be very interested. And then it's something completely new that I haven't heard of. So I imagine that there's a lot of people out there that are waiting for your work and waiting for you to even teach them this type of work. But it's been amazing to listen to the work that you're doing, how you're touching lives. Facturando Tu Historia here on Radio Metroplex. It's really, I want to keep it like in Spanish because I want it to be different. But at the same time, I want people to know that I invite people like you to inspire, motivate, and and help them gain that confidence so that they can go out in the world, no matter how hard things get, no matter how, no matter if you're in a dark place, for those of you that are watching, there are people like Dr. Petit and many other people that I've interviewed that have wonderful ideas. They do amazing work, just like Dr. Petit. She has yogi dance. I mean, that is a phenomenal work that I had never heard of before. That you need to connect with her so that she can either teach you or connect with her for some type of work that she does, because she does a phenomenal work. And then get our book, The 100 Successful Women Around the World, because she wrote a chapter in this book. And in fact, our ebook came out like about 2 weeks ago. So it's less than a Starbucks coffee. Most of the Starbucks coffees are like $6, $7, and you're going to spend half of that or less than that. So get our book, and then always connect with Facturando Tu Historia every Friday at 5 p.m. Central, because, like I said, we inspire and motivate people to keep going no matter how hard things are. And we're also looking for sponsorships, or if you want to promote your advertisements, this is the place to do it in Radio. Now, Dr. Petit, so tell us, what do you want people to walk away with? Is there a special message, something that you want them to really capture, know, and understand and be inspired by?
Sure. Before I share my message, I want to share one more example and my one more story with all of you. That when I was set up and I started thriving into my business, I realized that sometimes it's not only about thriving, but also sharing the example and being that lighthouse. And for that, I was trying to find what could be the right platform where I can spread this message and it can benefit more people than just me or the group that I have been teaching and I have been working with. And then I realized the beauty pageants. And this was, imagine, in the middle of my 40s, and I tried being a part of a beauty pageant, and I successfully won the crown of Mrs. India International Singapore. And with that crown, I
Congratulations.
went to
Mhm.
I went to compete with other international women. I flew to India, and there were people, there were ladies, beautiful queens who had come from every part of the world, being part of that phenomenal, I should say, platform, and striving, sharing their stories, sharing their struggles, sharing their successes and how they were molding themselves to be queens. And that platform, I won the award for the crown for Mrs. Courageous. And let me tell you, the experience that was so phenomenal that I was learning from each and every woman there, how they come from diverse fields and how they were striving something out of the box to be part of that passion. And one takeaway that I took from that learning was that you should not stop trying, irrespective of the age.
Mm.
Age is just a number. Age is just a number. So, my only takeaway to all of you is keep trying, because you may be successful sometimes, you may fall back, rebounds, and keep trying because you will be successful beyond your imagination. You just have to keep your hope alive, keep trying, and the age will never limit you, and age is just a number, and you will feel that success coming to you by not only the learnings around you, but also from the superpower that you have within yourself. So, search for your passion, search for your superpower, develop yourself, and keep thriving. So, wishing all of you all the best from my side. And I know that you are going to be one shining star. And
Oh,
remember, in your journey, never forget to empower each other.
absolutely. I love it that you need to try again and empower yourself. And that's exactly what we do here in Facturando Tu Historia. We connect with people like Dr. Petit and many other people that are around the world, and they come on this platform. We interview them so that they can share their story, they can inspire you and motivate you to keep going. And what we want you to do is connect with them and keep connecting with us every Friday at 5 p.m. Central, because I feel and I truly believe that the magic is here with the connections that we make. They're powerful, and then they're long lasting because we're building long lasting relationships with people that show up on our platform. Dr. Pratik, like, I am honored that you said yes, and hopefully one day we can meet in person, and we can write your book. We can publish your book and tell
Yes.
the world about Yogi Dance. So again, thank you so much. Where can people find you?
So you can find me on two Facebook pages. One page is known as Miss Personality Preeti Bhagat. So my surname, my last name is Bhagat, Bhagat. So it's Preeti Kachru Bhagat. So you can find me on that Facebook page. I also have another page by the name of Bollywood Singapore. So where I conduct free dance, yoga dance classes. So please do connect with me through the pages, and also you can find me in the pages of 100 most successful women. So you have my email ID there. So please do buy that book as well, and connect with me because I conduct free classes as well, as it's my passion. Right now I'm working as a scientist in one of the company in a global medical director's position, and I'm supporting the science behind the medicines while I still keep my passion alive, and I'm supporting still the free classes around yoga as well as dance. And any inspiration if I can provide you or somebody is providing you, please take all the lessons with you, because you never know how it is going to change your journey at what point. So I wish all of you all the best, and it was a big thank you for listening to me, and thank you so much, Dr. Angela, for inviting me
Thank
here. I feel really
you.
honored.
Thank you. Thank you. I am honored that you said yes and that you showed up on the show to share part of your story. So, for those of you that are watching, connect with Dr. Petit. Keep connecting with us every Friday at 5 p.m. Central. And we're not going to say goodbye, but we're going to say see you later. And thank you, Dr. Petit.
Bye
And
bye.
we'll connect with very, very soon. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody. Thank you,
everyone.
Dr. Petit. Bye bye.
Bye.
Have an
Bye.
amazing evening.